Okay. Hello, happy Thursday, happy St. Patrick's Day. I just got off the phone with someone who owns his own practice, like a lot of us do. And one thing that I haven't, so I did this last year, but I never put it out there. I meant to incorporate it in some of my content, but I didn't because things always get really busy. But I wanted to talk about some of the factors of success that I've seen over the past couple of years with myself as a cash practice owner and with my business coaching clients and students, and what kind of objective things I've seen lead to, I suppose, more success faster. And of course, success is objective, but I wanted to share some of the numbers because I legitimately put a bunch of my data together from my clients over the past 2 years and did a whole bunch of data analysis on it with my brother, who is a PhD student in Minnesota, and he is going into physics. And he's done tons and tons of statistics, and he really helped me kind of take some different I suppose observations from the data that we looked at, and I wanted to share it. I've gotten some feedback that having the numbers out there about what I've seen with the clients that I've worked with, if you are considering a coaching program, which I have, DPT to CEO, you probably want to make sure that whatever you're investing your money and, more importantly, your time in is going to be worth it. And not every coaching program is a good fit for everybody, and that's totally okay. And that's why it's important to find one that resonates with you and offers what it is you feel like you need. So if you have any questions about what's in the program, please comment below or feel free to message me. We will check out these numbers here, and you guys let me know what you think. I'm trying some of the different options for interactivity. I don't know why I said that weird. In these lives, because Facebook has really improved its ability, but I feel like I need to spend some more time learning how to use it. So if you are here with me live, I would love for you to say hi or give me a thumbs up that you can hear me okay. And if you have any questions about this, and if you're watching on the replay, comment replay. And without further ado, we'll get into it. So, and I guess you guys who are watching here, what do you feel like the number one factor of success might be for a new practice owner, a cash practice owner? The number one factor of success, and I wanted to talk about this because I just got off a call with somebody who was talking about this and asking about it. Oh, Alyssa, hi! I just saw you a little while ago. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the live. But that's what he asked me, and I know that people want to know that, so that's why I've been putting all this data together. But the number one factor of success, intangibly, I would say, that's weird, is your ability to be relentless. And I was just telling this person a few minutes ago, I feel like I have a really hard time putting it into words, what I mean by that. And a lot of it has to do with just never, ever, ever giving up. Ever. If it is something that you want to make work and you want it to be successful, you have to get to a place where, even if you are, shaking in your boots, you are just nervous beyond belief, and you're really worried about, what will happen if I fail, you have to keep going anyway. That's been my experience. And what I always tell people is, it's not, it's you can never, and I'm gonna say this in a negative way, but you can never tell yourself, I can't do XYZ, or I don't have time for this, I can't do that, nobody's gonna call me, nobody's interested in what I have to offer, nobody's gonna pay me, they wouldn't be interested in this, can't afford this. You can't open up shop every single day and have those negative thought patterns drive how you are going to show up for yourself and everybody else every day. You might be nervous, you might be worried, but like, I mean, so are the rest of us, you know, and we're still pushing ahead. You owe it to yourself as a clinician who, you know, I assume most of us here are very passionate about what we do and how we can help people, and you owe it to yourself to see that through and figure out a way to provide care and help to people who really need it in a way that feels authentic and ethical to you. And we also owe it to our patients to do this. And so with that being said, like, you have to have a mindset of like, I'm going to get my way, you know, like no matter what it's going to take, like I have to be relentless in pursuit of my dreams, but also relentless in the pursuit of better healthcare options for people, you know, which is like a whole other conversation. So that's like a really big thing that I would say is like the number one factor that I'm looking for in potential practice owners is, you know, even if you aren't sure like what to do next, like you're going to figure it out because that's the only option. You will not let yourself like, you know, get stuck in the mud and just settle just because. So that's like my number one intangible. And then data points, like I was talking about, you guys have to stop me because I will just talk for days about this stuff. Data points. So, okay. Some different like factors of success or different data points that I looked at for my clients over the past 2 years are you in a special category? So like, are you in a particular niche, you know, or are you somebody who says that they can treat all the things and you market to all the things and crickets? Please don't do that. Like we look at the specialty categories or the specialties. I also looked at whether like having a job at the start of the coaching program would like impact anything versus having a job at the end of the program. In my coaching program that I do, it's 6 months. So like where my clients were in relation to like how many of their own patients they had, the revenue that they were making. And that was really interesting to see because I know a big question that people have when it comes to this, to doing your own practice, is like, you know, am I going to be able to do this in conjunction with having a full-time job? And I will say that I think it takes a very special person who does not need a lot of sleep in order to make that happen to a point where you could leave your job and make your practice a full-time thing. I've heard about people who do this, and it comes with a lot of sacrifices that like I'm not really sure if I would be willing to make, you know, but everybody has different priorities and that's totally fine too. Job at the beginning and end of the coaching program, mode of treatment delivery, so looking at like whether you're a telehealth practice, mobile, home-based like myself, gym-based, brick and mortar, rented space, you know, what most people are doing or choose to do. And then the last one here is if you already have your business entity set up. So this is something that I feel like I didn't really look too much into in the first year of this coaching program. Is like, do you already have everything set up? Because in my program in DPT to CEO, and you guys might have seen it in here in the group, very first phase of it is Therapy Business Basics, which is a 4-part mini course available on my website if you want to check it out. That will take you from, you know, having nothing set up, like zero, nothing at all, to having everything in place that you need in order to like legally see a patient, at least according to like my own research and the different people that I've learned from. And like that 4-part mini course, I've gotten a lot of really good feedback on just because of the fact that like it gives you a checklist and tells you step by step by step like what you need to do in order to set up a business entity. And like the reason that I made that was because that was something that like I never learned about, and it was just really helpful for me to have something visual that I can see, a checklist, in order to create a business. And that being said, and like that is the first phase of DPT to CEO, the coaching program. However, like clients who already have that set up, they are going to end up, having almost like an entire extra month in the program, which we can always use to explore other options for marketing or explore other service designs and different things that we could do to like add another layer to your practice. So just what I've seen though, like with my clients, it's about 50-50 the people who enter this program as to whether they are all set up or not. Like 50% of people already have their entity set up and 50% don't. And that's just like the main thing about it is like, logistically you'll go a lot faster if you already have your business entity set up, like including LLC, forms, scheduling, email, domain, documentation system, etc. If you already have that set up, you'll have extra time in the program, and like just overall, like you'll have already done something. So it can be valuable, but it doesn't necessarily like correlate with success or whatever success is for the practice owner. So going back to the top, specialty categories, I really want to talk about this one because it's really important. Like I know everybody here and their mother has heard of, like pick a niche to work with and to market to. And lots of people get stuck here. I think it's a really common thing to get stuck on this because you want to help everybody. But just like I tell all of my clients and try to say in here on different lives, your niche is who you market to. It's not what your caseload is. You can treat whoever you want, like whoever comes up to you and you like can help them, they're an okay person, they're nice, and they want to pay you, then go for it. Take them on your caseload. It's completely up to you. But you have to pick a specific niche in order to like drive your marketing message home. Anytime in my life when I have tried to like expand and broaden things out, it just ends up getting a lot more complicated, and my marketing and my messaging is not as strong at all, and it's confusing and just like not a good time. So you have to pick something to go after. And in the past couple of years, some of the different categories have been ortho, pelvic health, sports, peds, chronic pain. I guess we could sort of count neuro if we want to count my fiance Kyle and how he wanted to target working with people who have had a stroke. But I would say the majority of the people that I've spoken with and who have joined the program tend to be like ortho, sports, or pelvic health related. But I have worked with a few therapists who do peds, and this varies. So like again, like this is a parameter that I feel like doesn't matter what you pick that's going to make you successful. What matters is that you pick something specific enough that you can have a unique marketing message and people can understand exactly who to refer to you. Like if you were telling people that you own a practice and you're saying like, oh, like I can help CrossFitters, I do pelvic health, I work with kids, I, work with people who are bedbound or who have had a stroke, but like also college athletes, like, and it's just like all over the place. Keep in mind that the only people who I feel like really understand what therapy is are like in this group, and in all the other therapy groups, it's us as therapists. And if the only thing that you are leaning on with your marketing message is like, I'm a physical therapist, occupational therapist, nobody really knows what that is, or they have kind of like a misconception about what it is. So the referrals that you'll get will not be the people that you want to treat or can treat. And so by like identifying your practice and your business and creating a marketing message around a problem that you solve that's specific, you're going to have a much easier time marketing yourself because people will know exactly what problem you help with and who to refer to you. So if you guys have questions on that, please like drop them in the comments down below and we can hash things out. But it's really, really important. So what I wrote down after like observing my data is that, although the niches, or like specialties of different therapists I've worked with in the past couple of years have varied. What's important is to be able to put a specific problem into easy to understand language so patients will know what you can help them with and that you're passionate about it. So like, like another example, this program here, trying to help therapists grow a practice. But if I like marketed myself as somebody who, can help any entrepreneur build a small business, that gets lost. Like I don't stand out in any way. Hard to get clients that way. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about too, full-time, part-time jobs, we're doing PRN. I am a big fan, sorry, just hit my desk. I am a big fan of having at least a PRN job when you are first getting started, if, like you are responsible for your finances. And like everybody has different situations, obviously, so like this is just kind of like a generalization. I definitely found when I was not doing as much PRN work, and I was, meeting with people, meeting with new patients and evaluating them and selling plans of care, that there was like a much more like there was a much higher level of anxiety and like almost desperation when I would talk to people and, prescribe them plan of care and try to make the sale, when I knew that like it really mattered if I made that money that week. And it comes across in your sales conversations. And this is like something that like one of my business coaches would always talk about, is like having a little bit of that safety net when you're first getting started, so that when you talk to people, it doesn't matter so much to you as to whether or not they're going to work with you so that you can get paid. It becomes easier to care more about like whether you're truly the right person to help them or not. It takes a lot of pressure off of sales conversations and evaluations. So like with that, I guess like I kind of wish that I had stayed doing a little bit more home health for a little while, but I was just so miserable that when it came to like, do I want to make money or do I want to have better mental health? Like the mental health ended up like winning out in the end, which is probably good. So anyway, I'm a huge fan of keeping a PRN job until you reach a certain goal in your practice, but it's going to be different for everybody. What I will say is the number one thing that can kill, I need to stop hitting this. The number one thing that can kill your progress in this coaching program, and just in general and trying to grow a business, is maintaining a like full-time 40+ hour a week job, and or if you're doing extra shifts. What I think has really helped the students in my program is, even if they start with a full-time job and this program, which like I would say about a third, according to my stats over here, I would say about a third of people do have a full-time job, like when they make the decision to like start pursuing a practice. By the end of the program, if you have like anything less than full-time, you're going to end up being more successful faster than if you maintain that full-time job for the entire 6 months that you're trying to start your practice. The people who did that, like unfortunately, and I know there's a lot of factors and everything, but like unfortunately, students that I had who maintained a full-time plus job during our work together, it was very slow and difficult for them to do what they needed to do in order to get their practice off the ground. So people who are more successful tend to, like within, I would say like between like months 3 and 4 in the program, they make a decision to drop the full-time job and either do part-time or PRN or just their business altogether. So I think that that is a really big factor that plays into things. And at some point, like if you're really wanting this to be successful, you have to give up the full-time job before you're ready 100%. And like, I know it's really scary, but that job will always be there for you. Like you can always go back to like your full-time therapy job, or do something else, and go work at Starbucks. You will always be able to find another job. But if you like learn how to market yourself, sell whatever it is, and maintain a business, you'll also never need to worry about being able to make an income because you'll have the skills to do it. And I think that's really cool. So that's kind of like my preaching about it. But let's see. Oh, and then lastly, like mode of treatment delivery. Here's what I wrote down. So I worked with people who have a bunch of different like methods of treatment delivery, right? So like mobile, online, brick and mortar, etc. My observation has been that the rate of gaining clients is much quicker if you have a strong presence in your community and if you have consistent relationships locally, if you're wanting to do like in-person stuff. And that's not to say that you won't be successful if you are totally brand new to a location. You just have to put in the work to build the connections. What I've seen in the 2 places where I have gone to do CrossFit near where I live, it took about 6 months of me continuously going before people started to ask for my like physical therapy help. So if that's one of your strategies, that's been my experience. But yeah, like I think if you have a really like strong foothold in your community locally, like you're going to have, again, maybe like more success faster than somebody who's totally new, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it if you're new. And the other big thing that I just want to take note of here is that like if you want to be doing telehealth or offering different services or products online, you have to show up. Like you have to hustle, you have to show up, you have to do the things, you have to make relationships online. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, similar to in person. But I feel like sometimes there's, again, like a misconception that if you just like get a website and maybe like post once on your social media about your business, all of a sudden you'll get a bunch of clients. And that's just not how it works. You have to show up, tell your story, provide value to people, and be willing to reach out to them and talk to them, make offers, test things just very, very consistently in order to make an online business work. And again, it kind of just goes back to what I said at the beginning about the relentlessness. Is it just has to be a never give up attitude, and if you let the like negativity kind of come in, it's going to make it really difficult to grow and even find maybe like your first client. So we have to be really cautious about that. So that was a little bit of different data points that I've gathered. Leave a comment below if you want me to share like more information, like more numbers about what I've seen in the past couple of years doing this coaching program, like as far as number of patients, like length of time in the program, how much of a profit did my clients make after investing in this program. Hint, most people made a profit, which is really exciting to think, like if you were to give it your all and commit to this 6-month coaching program, I can speak for my own program that I'm really proud of. I would bet that you would get your investment in the program back within the 6 months. Obviously, there's a range. Some people don't. Some people triple like their investment in the program or more. But the median, when my brother helped me with this yesterday, the median profit from 2020 to 2021, the median profit for my clients was around $3,000. And so that's like after paying for the program, the profit was around $3,000. And then this year, from 2021 to 2022, the median profit currently is around $6,000. So I have all of that data get together. If you want to see it, if you want to talk about it, let me know. But, if you're not a numbers nerd, that's okay too. But yeah, I wanted to share this stuff because I think people wonder about it. Like, what is it going to take to be successful? And there are a lot of factors that go into it. But I think the biggest thing is that you just have to be willing to figure it out, because you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you can see the light of like whatever it is that you really want to do, and you will stop at nothing until you get there, you know. But if we're like wishy-washy about it, it's not, it's only gonna like float farther away. So this is a long one. Thanks for watching. If you stuck with me this long, I really appreciate it, and I just really want to continue to get information out in this group to help more people. If you have any other questions, please let me know. We are doing a live Q&A tomorrow around 12:45 Pacific, and I will bring some different questions that I have gotten recently, and we will talk about them. And yeah, keep doing our thing. So I hope you have a good rest of your night, and I will talk to you soon.